Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love, laughter, and everything in between. I'm your host, Sybil, and I can't wait for you to hear all of the Great Girlfriend magic on today's show. So without further ado, grab something great to drink, grab your pen and your paper, and get ready for this week's episode. Enjoy! Happy Wednesday, Great Girlfriends. I hope that you're having a magnificent day wherever you are. Near or far to me, I am recording live in the studio in Los Angeles, and I'm also recording live on Facebook in our Facebook group, The Great Girlfriends. So hey to every great girlfriend that is either listening on your way to work or to work out or just to chillax, because we don't always need to be going somewhere doing something. Sometimes we really just need to chill. So if you're just chilling out, I really do truly hope you're having a great day and that you've been enjoying the year thus far. It's kind of crazy to think that we're closing out our year already. Like, it's really, for me, hard to, I don't know. I'm still processing that we have gotten through all of 2023 or close to the end of 2023 and that we're upon a new year. So that's like really weird. Not ready for Christmas shopping, not ready to do any of that stuff. I'm still trying to like figure out, how to do the holiday. And if you're like me and you have any kids and a family, I'm trying to figure out how they travel too. Like, where are we going? Are we going to go to Memphis, Atlanta? Are we going to stay here in LA? Are we going to go abroad just to do something different? I'm still trying to figure out all of those nuances. So I would love to get some ideas. I'm crowdsourcing ideas, and I'm always crowdsourcing funds. So if you want to invest in my family's vacation, holler at your girl. Or if you want to invest in idea, we'll also take your ideas, because we're always looking out for cool places for families to go to enjoy the holidays. That's like a big thing for us. So that's on my radar right now. And then also, I just wanted to shout out our Facebook group. If you have been a longtime listener of this podcast and you've not joined our Facebook group, it is a very special place. When I say special, it is such an elite space for women who are absolutely all about the power of sisterhood and friendship, to connect, to hang out, to ask questions, to just say I love yous, to come together for events. We have lunch and learns. We have our Ready, Set, Go challenge that's coming up at the top of the year. We do in-person events, and we just really share connection in a very deep and special way. It is so warm and inviting, and you are invited to join. All you need to do is go to facebook.com/groups/The Great Girlfriends. Request to join. It's a private group, and I will tell you, one of the things that I'm so incredibly proud of is that the group has been established for 8 years now. It's been a group on Facebook. It has been self-governed, all by the moderators in the community, and grown to 21,000 women, and we're still growing. So if you want to add other great girlfriends, please do. But what I love about our group is that we've never had to have administrator or moderator approved posts. So people get to post freely. We've had to regulate things as they come in, and we need to make adjustments, but we've never had to govern first. Women just love each other, and they want to be supportive, and they want to be connected, and they want to make great relationships there, which is truly happening. And so it's just been a really fun space for us to come together and have healthy, whole, well connections in the digital space, where people feel like it's so crowded and where do I make friends? And, are there authentic groups? Yes. The Great Girlfriends group is authentic. Yes, you can come hang out. Yes, you can share your life updates, and we'll journey with you and talk about the podcast and do all those things. So make sure you're joining today. And also make sure you're leaving your iTunes review. When I tell you, I appreciate the emails. I think they are absolutely wonderful. And I know I say all the time, email us at welcome@thegreatgirlfriends.com. I know I say that. I mean email show ideas. That's what I mean. Like, if you have an idea for a show, you can email that to welcome@thegreatgirlfriends.com, and our team is there to take the show idea, to put in our list of ideas, to kind of feed through and see when it makes sense, if it's a good fit for the show. But when you want to leave those really juicy and amazing reviews that you send over email, we need those on iTunes. Like, we need all of those reviews that you send over. And I know you get the responses from either Tyler or Ketchy, maybe saying, hey, can you just drop that, beautiful email into a review on iTunes? Some of you follow up, and some of you are like, yeah, that's too much work. No. I need you to take like really like 3 minutes to copy and paste it from your email over to iTunes. So you go to the podcast icon on your Apple device. And when you get to the podcast icon, put in the Great Girlfriends. You should be subscribed and following. If you're not, go ahead and do that. Go ahead, subscribe and follow. And then scroll down to the bottom, get past like we're 400 plus episodes. There's a lot of episodes. But when you scroll down, you'll see leave a review, click the 5 stars, and then you see write a review. And that's where you just copy and paste that beautiful email that you sent to our team over to a review. Or you can just write a simple review that says, hey, love the show. Hey, wish the show had more of this. Hey, really appreciate this episode. Hey, this is a show that I've listened to for X, Y, and Z number of years or whatever be the case. And that is like all the proof that we need for Apple and for those who are searching for great shows to know how good the show is to you. So again, thank you so much for your emails. The next step is like, could you pretty please, like for Christmas for me, put those emails into iTunes reviews. That would mean the world to me and to great girlfriends who are looking for an amazing show to listen to and to watch. And speaking of watching, you can also watch the entire show, facial expressions, crazy awkward laughs, and all on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and put in the Great Girlfriends, you're able to subscribe to our channel. And we have every single episode of the show loaded on YouTube. So it's a fun space for you if you like to if you're a person who loves to watch shows. I personally like to listen because I don't want to have to stop and pause to see what I missed when I wasn't watching. But so I listen to most of my shows and then I might watch a few here and there. But if you love to watch, go ahead over to YouTube and subscribe to the Great Girlfriends channel. And so speaking to that, I want to get into all of the amazing updates that are coming through today. So the next Lunch and Learn that we're having in our community, in our Facebook community, is November 29th at 1 p.m. It's hosted by our advisory council member, Wanda, and it's about sowing and reaping and how to plant the right seeds in your life to reap the harvest that you want. So maybe you're looking for results and you're like, how do I make it happen? There's actually a formula for success in like harvesting or planting and investing your time, your energy, your attention, your resources, and harvesting, which is reaping a return on your investment. And so Wanda's going to have a community lunch and learn workshop November 29th, 1 p.m. It is 1 p.m. Eastern time. I want to make sure I say that. It is complimentary for every single member of our Facebook group. So once you join our group, do RSVP for that. That's coming up again November 29th at 1 p.m. And you're all invited to be there. The next thing is if you missed any of our last events, go back and watch the replay. So Curating Me Time has become an episode of the podcast. You can always listen to it, watch it on YouTube, watch the replay. We have a community beauty bar where you can watch, learn, get your fall and winter lip colors, see all the kikiing and the fun that's happening with the Great Girlfriends. We have our Girls Night In. We've done watch parties for different TV shows that have come out. So there's lots of things that you can do to plug into our community and make sure that you're like always, connected to new women or getting to know or get reacquainted with other great girlfriends. I wanted to share with you some community feedback on favorite episodes right now. So if you said, oh my God, there's 400 plus episodes, I don't have time to listen to all of them. Well, I have kind of trimmed it down to make it very simple for you to find a few episodes to meet your needs right now. And one of the ones that came up, well, actually there's a few, so I want to make sure you have that. The checklist for Rise and Shine, the checklist for protecting your elevation. I believe that was a September episode, so it's probably right around episode 401-ish or so. Was one that is heavily resonating with a lot of great girlfriends. We've gotten a lot of response about that episode, really feeding their needs and answering some really important questions, life questions that they've been asking. And so if that's you and you need a really quick episode to listen to, Rise and Shine, the checklist for protecting your elevation is a really great one. I think the replay of Carla Harris is one that I caught myself listening to again. Carla Harris is an amazing financial educator. She is, one of God's great resources, honestly. And that episode is such a Kickstarter for you if you are in a space where you're ready to you kind of want to reset and recharge. Carla is the person to do that. I feel like she adds, you think you're on AAA battery. She's like, no, here's a new battery. You need fresh batteries and you need a mental strategy for winning with your finances or winning in life. And she is just one of those women that has been trusted around the world. Her voice has been trusted and regarded. I love that episode, and I found myself listening to it on repeat. So I recommend that one as well. I wanted to share with you my favorite app right now. And the reason I'm sharing this is because we've had a lot of conversations in our Facebook group around productivity, getting the right results, things that help you sleep better or learn your habits and learn your body so that you can sleep better. And I was up one night, and true to the algorithm, after I put in something, I think I put it in on Facebook about needing a new resource, the Rise app came to me. And when I tell you it's one of my favorite apps because it helps me to regulate my schedule according to my melatonin window. It lets me know when I'm about to have peak energy, when my energy is going to dip based on the rhythm of my sleep pattern. So what the app does is it reads my sleep patterns, and it then communicates back to me based on the quality of my sleep pattern, what my day could look like. And it works. It actually matches my day. It literally sometimes, I'll feel myself dipping, and then I'll get a text from the app saying, a notification on my calendar from the app saying you're approaching an energy dip at 2:12 p.m. And I mean, when I say this thing is so accurate, it really truly is. And then it gives you like suggestions for how to adjust your sleep, how to adjust your energy, foods you might not want to take in. Don't drink caffeine after 12 if you plan to go to bed and get, quality sleep by 11 p.m. Whatever be the case, I really love that this app has helped me to create some habits that are healthy for me. And then it gives me the spaces in my day where I want to like get in quality of creative work, or if I want to really figure out how to optimize writing or have meetings, it gives me peak times to do those things. Like, don't schedule a meeting with me at 3 p.m. It is probably, half of me's there, right? But if you schedule it at 10 a.m., you're going to get all of me, all of my energy. And so when I have that knowledge, I'm able to really manipulate my time around how my body is moving. So I'm sharing that for all of you great girlfriends to definitely download it. I don't know what the app costs because I caught it. I've been using it for a year plus now, but whatever it is, I'm going to renew it. But I'm just saying it is a quality tool. I love that it communicates, and you sync it with your health app on Apple, and then it communicates all that data to your health app as well. And so you're able to get back, your workout and how you burn calories and how that works in relationship with your sleep pattern, all those things together in one harmonious space. So definitely consider the Rise app. And so another thing, for those of you that don't know, at the top of the year, I did a thing. And I put on paper a very micro version of what will eventually be a larger book, but I wrote an ebook that was designed just for you. And it's 55 pages of very easy to read, simple, tactical, low complexity solutions for any woman who is in a cycle of self-sabotage. So, we've been talking about self-sabotage, and we've been dealing with like how to disrupt patterns of self-sabotage. Well, this book is called Ready, Set, Go, 5 Simple Keys for Overcoming Self-Sabotage. I love it because it's been getting great reviews from those who've been purchasing it, and it's doing really well. But I love it because we don't have a lot of time in our day, and most of the time we're saying, I feel like I don't have the time to do the things I need to do. So I wanted to create something that was quick. It was an easy to read book that is full of real-time examples of stories and times and scenarios that I've been in where I've been, the victim of self-sabotage, me versus me, and had to disrupt those things. And it also is a book that really speaks to your next. Like, how do I get across the bridge? So if you've been procrastinating, if you've been dealing with paralysis by overanalysis, if you've been feeling like you're in a cycle of, constantly, circling one cycle and trying to figure out how to solve the same problem year after year. And if you're in a space where you need to disrupt some things, maybe you have, never figured it out. Maybe your family has never figured it out. Maybe you inherited a problem or you inherited a way of doing and thinking. Then this book is an invitation for you to put it into that cycle and to start making some fresh habits. So It is not going to heal the world, but it is going to help you create a healing space internally where you trust yourself to make new choices, where you trust yourself to step out on faith, where you trust yourself to create a new mental legacy for yourself, not those inherited beliefs that we carry from our families, but new beliefs that we need to put in place so that we can create the wins that we desire. So this is the book that does that. And I am dedicating 10% of the proceeds from this book to RAIN, which is an agency that helps women who have dealt with sexual assault, because it is, I am a triumph. I'm a victor, an overcomer of sexual assault. And I always want to make sure I'm pointing resources towards women who may be looking for solutions from that, or understand how to journey to the other side from being a victim to a survivor to an overcomer. And so I'm inviting you to purchase the book. You can go to greatgirlfriends.com. Excuse me. Rephrase, greatgirlfriends.kartra.com/page/RSG ebook 23. The link is also going to be in the show notes. But again, greatgirlfriends.kartra.com/page/RSG ebook 23. Buy one for yourself, buy one for a great girlfriend. Remember, 10% of proceeds from the purchase of this book goes to RAIN. And I want to hear the review. If you love the book, if you didn't like it, I want to hear all of it. I want to know, because I don't want to sabotage my next book. Okay? So I want to hear back from you on that. So this episode is really dedicated to answering some of those questions that have come up in our Facebook community. As you know, I will take those questions, and oftentimes I get DMs about different things, and I don't have a chance to answer them directly. So I put them in our Facebook group. And inside of our Facebook group, we'll post those questions anonymously, and we get a lot of great feedback from community members who have submitted responses. And I didn't want to ignore those questions. I wanted to take the time to answer them with good intention, and also give you a space where you can think about answers to these questions for yourself. So the first one that came in is from Sydney in Chicago. And Sydney said, "My life feels a bit out of control. I'm not sure how to get my finances back on track. Can someone give me advice?" All right, Sydney from Chicago. My life feels a bit out of control is so much bigger than getting finances back on track. So my life feels out of control says to me that there's a big opportunity for you, Sydney, and for any other great girlfriend who is feeling like you're kind of spiraling or out of control, to take a moment to stop and reset. I love what my great girlfriend Lucinda Cross said in a previous episode about really taking a moment to reset, quieting all the noise, right? Quieting all the noise, stepping away from all the sound of life, all the things that are going on, and getting into nature with a journal. No phone. Everything else is on do not. You are on completely on do not disturb. Don't touch me. Don't talk to me, because I need to have this moment where you go into nature and you're stopping to commune with nature and just taking in the quiet and serenity of the surroundings. I'm inviting you to do this, Sydney, and any other great girlfriend, for like 3 days of quiet. If you can take a weekend to do it, or if you can take a wellness day from your job to step away and just have 3 quiet days where not only are you uninterrupted, no television, no radio, you're quieting all the sounds, the phone is on do not disturb, but you're also eating only whole foods. Eating whole foods, drinking water, cutting out the sugar, right? And having whole foods for those 3 days. So this is what some would consider a fast. I call it a reset, but it's an invitation for you to get your body to detox some of the clutter and confusion that's happening in your body as a result of poor eating, right? Or eating that's in conflict with your body's wholeness. So that's sugars, that's eating at the wrong time of night, that's taking in a lot of starches, and that's taking in a lot of foods that are not helpful to your body, and resetting so that you can have a clean, healthy space for your thoughts, for your dreams, for your ideas to dwell. And then create some order. So I would make a checklist and I would write, what's out of order in my life? I think at the top of your list, you would say finances. I would probably say organization might be at the top of your list, and finances are suffering as a result of lack of holistic organization. What's out of control in my life, and why? What's out of control, right? At back to school, top of the September back to school, out of control. My kids were growing before the boxes could come. Everything I bought I had to ship back. The schedule was clashing. I hadn't read all the back to school emails. I did not realize how many things were adding up to time and attention in September. It was out of control. My schedule was out of control because I was unorganized. I was unorganized because I procrastinated on things that required priority in July and in June that I didn't attend to until September. Now, I can't control my kids growing before their back to school clothes arrive, but it wouldn't have been as big a problem if those other things had been taken care of, if I had been organized in other areas. So I'm saying that to say the finances might be like the most outstanding area for you where things are out of control, but the lack of organization is probably the highest ranking issue. And then the lack of organization, why am I unorganized? Why have I not gotten a system in place to support my financial health? That's a question you want to ask yourself. Why have I not put a system in place? What am I afraid of? What am I avoiding? What am I denying? What do I need to really take a closer look at? Because it's all about you acknowledging the things that you are proactive about or lack of proactivity and things that you've been reacting to, right? Some things that, in life we realize, well, wait, I have not put enough attention towards my finances or the right attention. Consequently, I'm, always responding to bills and I'm not setting a plan versus I've been proactive and maybe I need to take my proactivity to the next level. Maybe it's time for me to get another financial planner, or maybe I need to join a community that's surrounded around people who are budgeting and getting organized in my finances. But without that time to detox, taking those like 3 days just to fast and reset and clear your mind and clear your body, you're going to feel like it's you versus you and that there's no tools in place to support you getting to your next level. So I'm inviting you to take a 3 days to detox, wellness, whole foods, whole thinking, whole being, and communing with nature and really taking that time to write a list of things that matter. My life feels out of control. The things that are troubling you. Why does your life feel out of control? What else is out of control? What else is spiraling for you? And why do you feel it's spiraling? And then let those answers come to you. I promise you, the thing that we tend to forget is that our bodies, our minds want to solve the problems that we're facing. They do. But we've got to give our minds the space to breathe and return to us solutions. And if we keep cluttering our life with problems, we don't create an invitational space for the solutions to rise up. So we've got to quiet the noise and create a chaos-free zone where our mind can stimulate the solutions. Because if you ask the right questions, your mind will respond with solutions. It really, truly, your subconscious wants to give you solutions. It does. And it wants to give you solutions that that can help you grow and prosper. But it is only returning to you an answer to the questions you've been asking. So I'm inviting you to ask healthy questions, right? I'm inviting you to also get into community where finance is a priority. I love the Budgetnista, Tiffany Aliche, the Budgetnista. Get Good with Money is her New York Times best-selling book. It is a financial Bible. It literally can take you from A to Z in terms of resource. She also has the Dreamcatchers community, which is a great space for you to learn about budgeting, get it on paper, start organizing your money, start getting your mental mindset formulated around your financial success. All of those things together. And I promise you, Sydney, it won't feel as out of control because you'll start to get proactive around the solutions that you need. So I hope that's been helpful to you and anyone else who is out there figuring like, my life is out of control. 3 days, detox, reset, commune, ask the right questions to point you to the right solutions, right? Get in the community where that solution is a priority. Don't get in a community where they only talk about the problems with money. Get in a solution-oriented community, right, that is driven around solutions to help you grow your money, to get good with money. That's what Tiffany says. And I love Tiffany for that. And I love her. She's a great girlfriend. But her book is actually a really great financial Bible, a tool that you can pass down for generations. And you can get the results that you're looking for. All right. I'm going to answer one more question. Thank you, Facebook, for hanging out with us today. Next question. My friendships are changing and I don't understand why. I don't get invited out as much anymore, but I see my friends hanging without me. Should I ask them out about it or just move on? That's from Amber in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Amber in Atlanta, Georgia. That is so hard. Ay, ay, ay. That is really, truly hard, Amber, to feel like your friendships are changing and you don't understand why. And in twofold, Amber, and to any great girlfriend where you're in a space where you feel like your friendships are evolving, you're not getting invited out as much. And she said she sees her friends hanging out without her. Um, or you feel, you see your friends hanging out without you. Should I ask them about it or just move on? I am a firm believer that people's actions will speak much louder than their words, right? I'm also a firm believer that we can misinterpret things too. So I think that real friends deserve real conversations. If you feel like these are friends that you have true, deep, authentic relationship with, then I think the first thing that you should do, because my petty side is like, they're sitting here telling you, girl, that's my petty side. My petty side's like, we don't have time for that. We're moving on. But we're not going to be petty. Amber, that's not what we're doing. We're going to do the right thing. I think it's safe to like sit down with said girlfriend or girlfriends in a group text or even get together and say, hey, y'all, I feel like things are shifting in the relationship. Am I missing something? Is it me or are things evolving? Or has something happened that I'm not that I'm unaware of? Do I have a blind spot? Because a lot of times in relationships, we'll have a blind spot. There's something going on with us that we can't see that other people can see. And they may be responding to a shift that's happening in your life that you don't even realize is affecting your friendships. So I think it's fair for you if you do genuinely want to find out the truth so that you can do better in this relationship and future relationships, but also, find out the truth and get clarity on the conversation, on the situation. I do think it's fair to reach out. If it's one girlfriend, if it's three girlfriends, and maybe, you want to get together for coffee or something real quick, or maybe you just want to shoot a group text and say, hey, y'all, just want to share some transparency. I'm really feeling like the relationship's evolving. Is there something happening that I'm not aware of? Right? And give them that opportunity to respond to you with an honest answer. I feel like any woman worth her salt is going to say, hey, Amber, you know what? Lately, the schedule's been a little different. It's been hard for us to get with you. Or, hey, Amber, yeah, that new thing you're doing is affecting the way you show up in this friendship. And we haven't had the words. We're sorry we didn't have the words. Or, hey, Amber, no, maybe it's just we have not synced up like we used to. And it's easier for us to sync because you're in Atlanta. And a lot of times geographically in Atlanta, it's easier for people to hang on one side than the other. I don't really know. But I'm saying that to say, it deserves a conversation. Like a real friendship deserves conversation. And I think in a real friendship, people should be able to come to a table, be honest, and pick up from there. If it's a relationship that you want to continue to work on with said great girlfriend and or the multiples, then I think you should say, hey, I really want to see us spend more time, this December or in 2024. Can we put like some group time on the calendar? And if you get in that group time and you realize that something has shifted that you can't quite put a pin on, you don't have to have a full view on what it is. If you feel it in your being that something is different, it's changed, that you haven't pinpointed, but doesn't line up with you, then you can easily just start to quietly, remove and say, you know what, I need to spend less time there because it's not feeding me the way it used to. And that's okay. I think we've got to realize that in these friendships and relationships, evolution does happen. Evolution happens. And it doesn't always feel good. In fact, most of the times it feels like it's excruciating pain to think that you're being rejected, or that you're being left out of something, or that, people are discarding you, disposing of you, or leaving you out. Like those things don't feel good. But it's healthier for you to know now in your life who really wants to spend close proximity with you, who really wants to love you and pour into you, and who can give you the love and the reciprocity that you need. So I'm going to tell you that as much as it might not feel good for you right now, I think in the long term, if you follow those steps, you'll realize that you're better off because you did what was best for yourself and the relationship, and you created safety for yourself. And so give those friends that opportunity. If you realize that it's time to pivot from those relationships, then you can make the pivots. But be grateful that you're able to read and discern relationships and the shifts that they're taking when they take them, and that you can govern yourself accordingly. All right, cool. We have one more question, but actually we don't have one more. We have a few more. We have a few more questions. And I don't know that we're going to be able to get to them all today. So we're going to have to do a part 2 on this episode for sure. But I do hope that I gave some really great context for you, Sydney, for you, Amber, for any other great girlfriend who's in the middle of making those very hard choices. I'm not going to pretend that those are easy choices or easy spaces to be in emotionally, to feel like, life is out of control, or that you're being left out of what you considered, a friendship. I hate that for any one of you, but I do understand it. I've been there before. I've had to go through those things. Even this year, I've had to make those same resets that you're making. And it is part of your evolution. Even when you're, in a progressive realization of anything that you want in life, you're going to find yourself having to reset. And the important thing is to, when those opportunities, those invitations come to you, which is those moments where you feel out of control, or you feel like the friendship doesn't feel good to you anymore, or there's something that doesn't line up, you can stop and reset. Stop everything. Reset. Don't rush with the clock. Don't rush with the people. Don't rush with people's, demands. Stop everything and reset. Do what is best for you in those moments, and then return to those scenarios with a clear mind and the ability to make the right decisions for yourself and for everyone else. All right. So we are listening out for episode ideas for 2024. I want to hear from you. Do send them over to welcome@thegreatgirlfriends.com. Love you all. So grateful to hang out with you. Don't forget to get the ebook, Ready, Set, Go, 5 Simple Keys for Overcoming Self-Sabotage. It's a quick read that will help to transform your entire life, I promise, on God. And don't forget to be a great girlfriend wherever you are. We love you. We'll check you next week. Peace. All right, great girlfriends. Did you enjoy this week's episode of the podcast? If so, would you please give us your amazing review on iTunes? Every single review helps another great girlfriend get plugged into the podcast and the community. Speaking of community, make sure you join our Facebook group at The Great Girlfriends. Follow us on Instagram at The Great Girlfriends and on Twitter at @the_great GFS. I'm Sybil Aliche, and I'm out. Peace.